Hey guys, hey, it's Daniel with the Lehman Group. Hey, so I wanted to talk to anybody who is in the who has a goal of buying or selling and buying, or if you're interested in any aspect of real estate, like in the next year to 3 years. I just wanted to discuss a really big pitfall that I see all the time, that's really easily solvable. And I want to kind of discuss it from the context of what I'm going through all the time as well, because I'm kind of always looking at property. Right now, I'm looking at some property in North Idaho, and just a property in the city in North Idaho, so that if when we're up that way, we can Airbnb it or we can stay up there and that kind of thing. So we've got some property, some land up there, but I don't want to stay in an RV when we're up there. So I'm looking at the market in Idaho, and I'm probably thinking the same thing that a lot of you guys are thinking right now in the current market. Like, it's been this crazy seller's market where prices have run up like mad. And by now, it's obvious to anybody that it's kind of at least softening. I don't know that it's a crash. I don't know, partially because the interest rates going up, partially because the economy overall, but you're at least seeing some kind of softening. And softening meaning maybe sellers' expectations are not as wild. You can't just put it on the market, put your house on the market for 100,000 over ask and expect it to be accepted in 2 minutes. And also, now you may be able to negotiate and that kind of thing. And I saw this video on it recently on a friend's page, and it was talking about, okay, is it a good time to buy? And it was saying, okay, what was this house going for a month ago? It was 725, at this rate, and here's the payment, right? But even though rates went up, now the property's values dropped and you can negotiate and the rate's a little bit more, but it's still a better time to buy because the price is lower. And my thought was, this describes kind of where I'm at exactly. And the problem is that in that circumstance, there's no level yet. So what ends up happening is there's this transition and then it settles. We haven't quite settled yet, or maybe we're in the process of settling, where rates have gone up kind of to where they are, and they're kind of walking sideways, and prices kind of have come down to the point that they're going to be, and they kind of go sideways. But people in that example, they're still wondering, okay, if it was 725, now it's 650, is it going to be 600 next month? How deep is it going to go? So maybe buyers don't want to pull the trigger yet because they're not sure if that transition down is hit. At some point, it's going to be obvious that it's hit, and the market's going to kind of flood again, and you're going to be back into competition. And people make the same mistake every single time, is just not being prepared for that. Because whenever you learn about that, it's already 2 weeks too late. If ever somebody says, hey, I heard rates went down on the news, I'm like, look, the news is reporting stuff from 2 weeks ago. It should have been here 2 weeks ago. Or I heard rates are going down, up, whatever. It's a lagging indicator. So what I'm doing differently, knowing what I know that would be different than most buyers, is my pre-approval's in, my file is built. I've got a loan that I could turn on like that if the right property came on. And I think people make the mistake and they just don't do that. I think they're scared away by the traditional bank process of like applying for a loan, when in reality, what banks should be doing is putting a plan together, getting your stuff together, getting a pre-approval on file. I've got so many smart investors, smart business people, smart, just like people that understand kind of what to do to put themselves in the best possible situation, that just have pre-approvals on file with me perpetually. And if a property comes up, they'll pull the trigger on it because I've got the file ready to go. So that's what I would say is the biggest mistake, is do not wait until the market corrects and all this stuff happens. And then it's like, oh, and you realize that you're ready to go to start that process. Even if you're not ready to go now, get your file in, get your pre-approval done, get your plan in place. Let's talk through kind of all the logistics of what your goals are. Let's back into payment. Let's figure out what that is. And nobody's going to twist your arm to pull the trigger on a property you don't want now, but that file will sit ready to go. So when the right property comes or the right market environment comes, you're on top of it. You can negotiate. You can, anybody that's that's doing relatively well in real estate, or has made a relatively good purchase, or is mindful of the market and is watching, has their ducks in a row up front so that they can pull the trigger and be really, on the ball when the time comes. Certainly with me, with that property in North Idaho, I've got my loan ready to go. It's vetted, it's set, it's done deal. If I found a property today or I'm waiting until the market kind of settles and some good inventory comes on and a good deal comes on or a good option comes on, I can pull the trigger in 2 seconds. Like it is done. I can be really ready to go. And again, what I don't want you to do, if you're interested in buying in the near future, or if you're a realtor and you have clients that are interested in buying in the near future, you don't want to be on your heels, right? You want to have that stuff ready to go. So if there's anything at all that I can help with in that, well, I'll tell you right now, there is stuff I can help with. I can get that stuff together for you, get it on file. If you're an investor always looking, we can have an investor file on so that if any properties come up, it's ready to go. If you're a home buyer, we can have that pre-approval and that plan put together so that you can kind of be inactively looking. And when you want to shift to more active or you want to make an offer, it is right there. So, all right, hope you guys are doing good. Have a great day. It's Friday. We'll get the heck out of here in a little bit. Have a good day.